Okay, I'm going to go over specifically capitalization of titles because I noticed that a lot of you were having trouble with that on the quiz, okay? The first thing you need to understand is the difference between long form, okay, and short form, okay? I noticed some of you were having trouble with answering the question whenever I asked about long form and short form. And I'm going to tell you the trick to figuring out what is long form and what is short form. But first, let's go over what is long form and what is short form. So when we're talking specifically about pieces of text, titles of books, articles, songs, magazines, they will refer to them as long form or short form. So a long form is basically anything that's a longer piece of work. So that would be novels, and you can think of books in general, titles of books, okay? Magazines, movies. Let me turn this highlighter off for now. Movies, albums, newspapers, also with movies, let's think about series, okay? See, these are longer forms of something, okay? So it's a longer piece, think of it as a longer piece of work. And within these pieces of work, this text, as you will have a short form. So for example, in a novel, you would have chapters, right? In a magazine, you would have articles. In a movie, you might have scenes, but let's talk about series specifically. You would have episodes, right? In albums, you would have songs, okay? In a newspaper, you would also have articles, right? So when you are typing a paper, okay, and this is something that you're going to have to do in college, in high school, it's important that you know how to format and use the proper capitalization and formatting. When I say formatting, I mean italicizing, okay? So when we italicize something, that's this button right here, the italics, right? Okay, so whenever we have a title of something, we always capitalize it. And I went over those rules of how you capitalize a title. You always capitalize the first letter of the title, or the first word, the first letter of the first word, and then the first letter of the last word, always. And smaller words, you do not capitalize within the middle of a title, like prepositions, conjunctions, okay, like the in articles, like a, the, of, shorter words, unless it is a conjunction or preposition or article that is longer than 4 letters. So we went over that. So let's look at some examples. Okay, so let's do some book titles. So, To Kill a Mockingbird. Okay, so this is a title of a book. You notice to is capitalized because it is this first word of the title. Okay, now anytime you have a title of a long form of something, it is italicized. Okay. Next, let's see. Let's do the title, The Giver. That's a 7th grade book usually. The Giver. Okay, you see the first word is capitalized and the second word, and we italicize it because it's a longer word. Okay. Then we have, let's do a title of a magazine. How about Scholastic? That's the title of a magazine, right? Now we have to italicize it because it is a title of a longer piece of work. Okay. Let's do a movie series. How about Stranger Things? Okay. Stranger Things, because it is a series, we have to italicize it, and you see both words are capitalized. Okay. Next, let's see. Let's do the title of an album. Okay, so let's say, I don't know, the title of an album will make up a fake artist. The title of their album is The Best Years. Okay, this is the title of an album that would be italicized. Okay. All right, so you see that these are all italicized. These are titles of bigger pieces of work. So these are examples of long form. Okay, so these are examples of long form, so they are all capitalized. Okay, so now let's look at short form. Okay, so let's look at Scholastic. Okay, there is an article in Scholastic magazine, and it's titled, "I had to run for my life." Okay. Now, when I look at this title, this is a title of an article. So there's a couple of things. The first thing is the first letter of the first word has to be capitalized, and I is always capitalized. Okay. So I is always capitalized. Now, this had needs to be capitalized because it is part of the title. To does not have to be capitalized because it is a preposition, but run does need to be capitalized. For does not. My does because it's not a preposition, article, or conjunction. And then life because it is the last word and because it is not a preposition, article, or conjunction. So all of those need to be capitalized in this title, but also it needs to be in quotation marks because it is short form. Okay? So I want you to remember long form, always, and in, oops, misspelled, capitalized, in italics. Okay? Short form, always, and in quotation marks. Okay? So let's look an episode of Stranger Things. Okay? The mall rats. So we do not need our italics. So the quotation marks, capitalize the mall rats. Okay? Capitalized, 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 and quotation marks. Okay? Let's say a title of a song in the Best Years album. Let's say the name of a song is Monday, Monday. So Monday, Monday. Okay, that would be in quotation marks. Okay. So just this also includes, I didn't put this on here, poems, titles of poems. They have to be in quotation marks. So I think the most important thing to remember when it comes to capitalizing titles is they are always capitalized. Okay, titles are always capitalized, whether it's long form or short form. But the one thing that you want to remember with long form, they are capitalized but in italics. Short form is capitalized but in quotation marks. Okay, so you can see all these long form pieces are in italics. These are short forms and they are in quotation marks. Okay, I hope that this helped. If you still have questions, let me know. I will reset some quizzes so you will be able to take them. For now, I'm going to sign off, but let me know if you need anything.